Today, you're going to uncover one of the darkest truths hidden in plain sight, that you are being treated like a lab rat by massive corporations like Pfizer, Amway, and countless others flooding the world with so-called dietary supplements. Every single day, 1 out of every 4 people on this planet, that's over 2.1 billion humans, swallow these pills believing they are doing something good for their bodies. But what if I told you many of those capsules are loaded with chemicals, substances that can destroy your organs, rot your bones, and poison your liver slowly? The worst part, these products are being sold freely without any real control or testing. There isn't a single global law that forces these companies to prove their products are safe before they hit the market. And studies show there's nearly an 80% chance that what's written on the label is a complete lie. In this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain and expose the hidden poison behind the supplement industry, the lies, the victims, and the deadly truth they don't want you to know. So stay with me till the end, because after this, you will never look at a vitamin the same way again. Dietary supplements were originally created for a simple purpose: to fill the nutritional gaps in our daily diets. Other way, if your food doesn't provide enough vitamins, minerals, proteins, or fiber, these products were meant to complete the diet. They come in pills, capsules, powders, and liquids, and they are sold everywhere in massive quantities. But the question is, how did supplements even begin? Where did this idea come from? And are they really essential for our health? Let's go back in time to the 17th century, around the year 1600. People at that time began suffering from strange deadly disease that no doctor could explain. The real cause was something no one knew existed yet. Some of these mysterious diseases were scurvy, beriberi, and pellagra. Scurvy was especially common among British sailors who spent months at sea eating mostly dried meat and fish. Their diet lacked fresh fruits and vegetables, which meant their bodies were missing one vital nutrient, which is the vitamin C. Without it, their gums bled, their bodies weakened, and many died painful deaths. In 1747, a Scottish doctor named James Lane decided to conduct an experiment. He gave oranges and lemons to some sailors and noticed they began to recover quickly from scurvy. He didn't know it yet, but what he had discovered was the power of vitamin C. Meanwhile, in Asia, another disease called beriberi was spreading across Japan, Indonesia, and the Philippines during the 19th century. People were suffering from muscle weakness, nerve damage, heart problems, and eventually death. Later, scientists realized the cause was a lack of vitamin B1. At the same time, in the United States and Southern Europe, another deadly disease appeared, which is pellagra. This disease is caused by a deficiency of vitamin B3, which led to skin rashes, fatigue, and mental breakdowns. Then in 1912, a Polish scientist named Casimir Fonck was reading an article by the Dutch researcher Christian Eichmann, who had discovered something unusual. People who ate brown rice rarely suffered from beriberi, while those who ate white rice without the husk often died from it. Fonck decided to investigate and eventually isolated a special substance found in rice husks that could save lives. He discovered it contained an amine group, and because it was vital for life, he combined the words vita, meaning life, and amine to create a new word that we know today as vitamin. From that moment, the age of vitamins had begun. Scientists quickly identified other vitamins, A, B, C, D, and E, and millions of lives were saved from disease that had once been deadly. But what started as a miracle discovery to save humanity would soon turn into one of the greatest health disasters in history. The 1920 and the 1930, right after the First World War, were years of excitement about modern science and chemistry. It was during this time that products like Radithor and Hadacol were born, and with them came the tragic story of someone called Eben Byers. Eben Byers was a wealthy American businessman and president of Gerard Iron Company. In 1927, he injured his arm after falling from a moving train, a simple injury that only needed rest. But Byers was a passionate golfer and didn't want to wait to recover. So he went to see a doctor named William John, who owned a company called Bailey Radium Laboratories. The doctor recommended a product called Radithor, claiming it would boost energy and heal the body quickly. Eben started taking it daily and soon felt stronger, more active and full of life. He believed it was working, but it was only an illusion. After months of use, Byers began losing weight. He suffered from terrible headaches and constant bone pain. Then one horrifying day, his lower jaw fell off completely. I'm sure you're wondering right now why the product did all this to him. Radithor contained radium, a highly radioactive and deadly element. It had building up in his bones, destroying them from the inside, causing cancer and total organ failure. When a federal investigator came to him in 1931, he was horrified by what he saw. Byers' face was deformed, his bones were rotten, and holes were literally forming in his skull. And he died a slow and painful death. When his body was tested, it contained over 1,000 microcuries of radium, enough to make his remains radioactive for centuries. He was buried in a lead-lined coffin, and to this day, his bones still glow faintly in the dark. But Byers wasn't the only victim. In 2013, a supplement called Oxalate Pro, advertised as a product for weight loss and muscle gain, caused 32 cases of liver failure and several deaths. It was later found to contain a banned and toxic compound called iageline. In 2021, another supplement called white mulberry leaf caused the death of Lori McClintock, the wife of a US congressman, after it led to severe intestinal inflammation. And in 2024, the supplement registries caused over 100 cases of kidney damage and multiple deaths before being banned for containing dangerous substances. The pattern is the same: people die, investigations begin, and only then do authorities act to remove the product. This alone proves that supplements are barely regulated, if regulated at all. The reason is simple: supplements are legally classified as food, not medicine. That means the FDA does not require companies to prove their products are safe or effective before selling them. There are no clear rules or manufacturing standards. Many supplements contain substances like diethylene glycol, a cheap chemical used to dissolve other ingredients. It's the same compound used as a car engine coolant. Back in 1937, it killed more than 100 people, most of them children, after being used in a medicine formula. And yet, shockingly, some companies still use it today in supplements because it costs less than safer alternatives like glycerine. A survey by the Harris Foundation found that most people assume if a product is sold on the market, it must have government approval. They also believe companies are required to warn consumers about side effects, but none of that is true. In 2020, the Federal Trade Commission banned 2 Texas-based companies, Whole Body Supplement and Health Research Lab, for false advertising. In 2023, it filed a case against Zycol Bioethical Healthcare Company for making unproven health claims. That same year, the FTC sent warning letters to over 670 supplement companies for using deceptive marketing. The law prevents these companies from claiming that their products cure disease, but it doesn't stop them from using vague phrases like supports or boosts immunity. This loophole allows them to manipulate language and trick customers into believing in fake health promises. The real explosion of the supplement industry began after the 1994 US Congress law, which officially reclassified supplements as food instead of drugs. From that moment, government oversight almost completely disappeared. In 1994, there were only 4,000 types of supplements on the market. Today, that number has skyrocketed to over 100,000 types. The global supplement market is now worth $209 billion per year, and experts predict it will reach $414 billion by 2033. Now, this massive industry has invaded social media. If you search for #supplement on TikTok, you will find an endless stream of videos promoting all kinds of products. Companies are paying influencers to convince people, men, women, and even teenagers, to buy these so-called health boosters. Some are loaded with high levels of caffeine and stimulants, and they are being sold to teens as focus or energy supplements. Today, a new generation has emerged, people controlled by social media ads. They literally literally believe every word they hear online, never realizing that most of it is pure marketing. These companies are taking advantage of their trust, their ignorance, and their fear, because in the end, it's always the consumer who pays the price. He pays it with his health, his money, and sometimes his life. What made this industry grow so fast is the same thing that makes it so dangerous: our fear of disease and our obsession with quick results. And that's how supplement companies have turned human fear into profit, selling not health but slow poison disguised as wellness.